Today on Monson Made This, we are making Papa's favorite Wild West burger.
Ryan Little.
Japan.
As an English major in college and an English teacher for a number of years, I have been obsessed with Ernest Hemingway, and I learned through a recent Google search that at age 27 he actually named himself Papa. So a few years ago I found this recipe online. It was called the Hemingway burger, also called Papa's famous Wild West burger. And I've always wanted to do a vegan version of it. I thought it was so fascinating that you had this document that was found in the Kennedy Library that was this original piece of history that Ernest Hemingway had created this burger recipe. But I just wanted to make sure that the burger component of it was right, and things have changed a lot since I initially found that recipe, and now we have things like the Impossible Burger and Beyond Burger, and so I'm confident that we can make a really great version of this Hemingway burger now. Few months, I don't know how long ago, I did another burger recipe video for a veganized McDonald's hamburger, and I mentioned this book called Burger by Carol J. Adams, and this is a really interesting read sort of on the history of the burger as a vegan product and why it is that the burger is often the first vegan meat that people are introduced to. Now, when we want people to go vegan or to switch to a plant-based lifestyle, we really want to meet them where they are. It's going to be sustainable if you can teach them to make the recipes that they're already making, but just vegan versions. So since a lot of Americans are already eating burgers, it just makes sense that we introduce them to vegan food through the burger. So having said that, I think I am ready to start this recipe, just a really veganized, easy veganized version of this Hemingway burger. Side note, I haven't actually made this yet. This is the first time I'm experimenting with it, so come along with me as I try this vegan Hemingway burger for the first time. So let's go down here and start throwing ingredients together. So I have here in this bowl a ½ pound of Beyond Burger, 2 patties, and this recipe is going to make 2 burgers. To that, I'm going to add some chopped up green onion, some chopped garlic, some chopped capers. I have some ground sage. Now, the recipe called for a lot of Spice Island spices, and this one I had to buy special for this recipe, Beaumont. I'd never really heard of it before, but this recipe calls for it, so I purchased it. It's basically some salt, sugar, a little bit of celery, and onion. The most difficult ingredient to find was called India relish, and I didn't actually ever find it, so I just took some curry powder and a bit of sweet pickle relish, and we're gonna call that India relish for this purpose. The last thing is powder called Mayenne powder, which I guess was also produced by Spice Island, but it is no longer produced. And so this is a combination of salt, sugar, and a little bit of MSG, which is a controversial ingredient, but we're trying to remain true to the recipe here. The last thing is some white wine, and I'm using some Sauvignon Blanc, and we just need a couple of tablespoons of this. And I did spend quite a bit of time in the store trying to find an inexpensive Sauvignon Blanc that was also vegan friendly, which I found this layer cake one. All right, that is it for the ingredients. Let's go ahead and stir this together. There is one more ingredient that I did not add, which was an egg, and I'm just pretty confident that we don't really need it as a binder. If for some reason this seems like it's going to be way too liquidy, I might add some flax meal to it just to help to bind, but already stirring it together, seems like we're going to be okay. This burger here also is going to be fried. I don't mean deep fried, but just cooked in a little bit of oil. And it's just going to cook for a few minutes on each side. Hemingway demanded that the burger was nice and crispy on the outsides, but stayed pink on the inside. So there we go. Everything is mixed together. I'm just going to let this set for a couple of minutes, and then I will meet you at the stove, and we will fry these up. Here I have a cast iron pan that is on medium heat, and I've already added a bit of oil. The burger mixture has been sitting for about 5 minutes, and I actually put it in the freezer for a bit just to help it firm up. And I'm using this little, I guess it's an egg mold here to help form these patties, just so that they just seem a little bit soft, a little bit too soft to be able to form with my hands. Again, this is the first time making this, so let's hope this works. Probably gonna run a bit. These look huge. All right, so I'm gonna let these go maybe about 3 or 4 minutes per side. As soon as I can flip them, I'm going to, and keep our fingers crossed that these work out. These burgers have been going for a couple of minutes, and I've been kind of just testing to see if I'm able to get my spatula underneath, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to give one of these a flip. Oh. Okay. They probably could use a bit of a binder. They do seem to be a little bit breakable, but otherwise they smell really good. They got some brownness, so let's get the other side cooked up and put it on a bun and give it a taste. This recipe is done. I've got the burgers finished. They're about to go on a bun. I did forget to mention earlier why I'm even doing this, why I'm doing this Hemingway recipe, other than the idea of me wanting to show you that you can pretty much eat anything veganized. I'm gonna be doing a little series, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be consecutive or if it's just gonna be sprinkled throughout my channel's history, but I'm going to be veganizing a bunch of celebrity recipes. And I'm not talking celebrity chef recipes, I'm talking about celebrities. So I have Kris Jenner's cookbook coming up, I have Boy George's cookbook coming up, which is actually already vegan, Coolio's cookbook, and a couple other ones I'm working on. So stay tuned for that in the future as I veganize these celebrity recipes. But let's go ahead and get this burger on a bun, give it a taste, and see how Papa's famous Wild West burger actually tastes veganized. I have a simple plain bun here that I'm going to be putting my burger on, and I'm going to be giving this a try just as it is, no condiments. The recipe kind of stopped here with the ingredients of the burger, so I'm going to try it just exactly as it is, as the recipe stated. So let's cut it down the middle and see if we achieve that pink in the middle as Papa demanded. Drum roll, please. How's it look? This Hemingway burger, veganized, is years in the making. I'm very excited to try it. I will have links below to the original document that has the recipe, as well as what I've done to modify it and to make it vegan. And if we can make Hemingway's burger vegan, we can pretty much make anything vegan. So let's give this a try. Again, without any condiments, without anything, because the recipe kind of leaves off with just the ingredients of the burger. So I'm gonna try it as is. So here we go. That is so good. It's like the white wine comes through just enough. It tastes like it's perfectly seasoned. Nothing stands out as like, oh my God, that's capers, or oh my God, that's India relish. It just all really goes well together. And honestly, I don't think I would need to put any ketchup or mustard or anything else on it. It stayed together even without the egg binder. It's still kind of pinkish in the middle. I think the Beyond Burger is perfect for this. I know I talked in another recipe video about how I thought the Beyond Burger was a little bit overpowering in flavor. It's definitely tamed down by the other ingredients in here, and maybe I'm just kind of used to it at this point, but it's delicious. Definitely, you know, if you're craving a burger and you're also a Hemingway fan, then you can make this Hemingway burger. So I'm gonna say my goodbyes here so that Ben can turn off the camera and give this a try, because his favorite food is the burger. Check out that book by Carol J. Adams, Burger. It's brilliant. It's just a brilliant journey into what the burger is and how vegan burgers like this can be the salvation for our future. So Thank you for watching. Give this a try. Again, everything will be linked below, or you can just go to monsonmadethis.com, which is my website where all of my recipes are. Follow me on Instagram if you have not yet already, at monsonmadethis. Give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet already. If you want to give me a tip, there's also a link down below that you can do that. That's all I have for this week. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more of these celebrity recipes in the future, and have a great week.